Hello and welcome to another Pauper video. I'm Kalikaiz. Today we are infecting our opponent with the all spells sweetest deck, that is Poison Storm. This deck looks to play cards like Prologue to Phyresis or Infectious Inquiry to infect your opponent. And we only have 5 of those. So how do we actually win the game? Well, we have 15 Proliferation cards. We have Contentious Plan, Experimental Augury, Steady Progress, and a big draw 3 of Vivid Surgeon's Insight. This means that we have 20 infect spells basically, and we only have to deal them 10, so we'll probably make them dead. I've chosen in this list to go to 3 Steady Progress and 1 Prologue. Steady Progress is a little expensive, and people have, said a lot of times maybe it'd be good to have more initial poison so that, we could get the game going. I have 6 artifacts that all work with Proliferation. So Everflowing Chalice is an artifact for 0 with multi-kicker 2 that you can kick, and you add a charge counter for each time it was kicked. And then you tap it to add mana for each charge counter on the artifact. And as you proliferate, this is going to get bigger. Pentad Prism here has Sunburst. It enters with 2 charge counters on it if you use 2 different colors. And you can remove a charge counter to add a mana of any color. So this here is our cost reducer for the deck. So with a Pentad Prism in play, Contentious Plan, for example, costing 1 and a blue would proliferate, adding mana back to the Pentad Prism. So with 2 prisms in play, both of our 2 drops would be free. So we're going to try to maximize using this as sort of like free or stocking up on mana. Now, I like to play a 16 land mana base with 12 depletion lands and 4 islands, along with 4 Lotus Petals. I think Lotus Petal is a good way to have the availability for a splash, like for Breath Weapon in the sideboard, or for the Weather Storm in the main deck. And we also have Snaps in the main deck to maybe interact with the opponent, but also give us the ability to untap our lands and make more mana of some colors. Now, the main thing that I'm trying in this league is Abandoned Attachments plus Deep Analysis. I think that the deck tends to flood out, so Abandoned Attachments can pitch our extra lands that we may or may not draw, and then we can also pitch the Deep Analysis for value. It just gives us more like cheap spells to cantrip along. You'll notice there's no Lorien revealed. We have to make space somehow, so I cut them from the deck here. We have enough card draw total, so it'll be interesting to see if we are like lacking by not having the Lorien revealed. The other sideboard cards are a playset of Moment's Peace for things like elves or Monster Tron or something like that. We have Hydroblast for the red decks and Bring the Ending for counterspell decks. I would love to play 8 counterspells. I used to play 4 Bring the Ending and 4 Dispel, but mono red is really good. So we don't want to die to mono red, therefore we are playing Hydroblast instead. So that's the deck. I'm going to go run it in a league and have some fun. Infect our opponent. I'll see you there.
This video is brought to you by Card Market, Europe's largest TCG marketplace. Unplugged Gaming in Manlius, New York is having their first ever Pauper 1K. This is a $30 entry that starts at 1 p.m. on August 15th. 70% of the entries will go straight to prizes up to a 64-player cap. Just outside of Syracuse, New York, this event is going to be sweet.
We're here in round number 1 on the draw versus Jay Bremler. Okay, so we've opened a hand that has depletion plus island, so we can use the experimental augury on turn 3 and keep our depletion available. Opponent says, whoa, it's Guy. True indeed. Thank you very much. All right, we will keep this hand. Put a mulligans to 5. 4. I'm not really good into Spy. They've mulliganed to 3. Could be Monster Tron. Swamp. Mulligan to 3 Swamp. That's a little scary. I don't know what that means. I have to lead on my Peat Bog. Cycles. Okay, it is Spy. They cycled for a forest using a Genercent, and they play a Wall of Roots. So what am I trying to do here? I think I'm going to just go for the experimental augury. We found Infectious Inquiry. That's good. And I will pass the turn. Of note, if they use the Wall of Roots, we can proliferate on it, making it smaller. They cast their Lead the Stampede, so they mulligan to like mana plus Lead the Stampede, which makes sense. Many Mass Vandals and Mesmeric Fiend get revealed. So we'll play Infectious Inquiry, and then I play out the Woodlot and pass, discarding a Peat Bog, I think. So this upcoming turn, maybe I just Experimental Augury. They cast a Sagu Wildling. They have all the lands out of their deck. plays Mesmeric Fiend. So they have Mass Vandal, Mesmeric Fiend in hand. On this turn, we can Contentious Plan, switch it to 2, and then cast Deep Analysis targeting myself. Or I can Contentious Plan plus Abandon Attachments, discard Deep Analysis. And then if I draw like a Pentad, I could play the Pentad, but it's going to get exiled by the Mass Vandal. They decided just to play the Mass Vandal out. That's interesting. So I will start with the Contentious Plan, and I'll proliferate down a counter on your Wall of Roots. We find a Snap. So I can go land, tap for mana, snap the Mesmeric Fiend, I guess. And then I'll have 2 mana left over. 1, 2, 3. Cast Vivisurgence. Snap the Mesmeric Fiend. No, that didn't work out for me, did it? Okay. Well, untap. Untap. We get back our Experimental Augury. Cast the Experimental Augury. We can take the Lotus Petal, I guess. That was a hard decision. Put some counters on you and your creatures. Play Lotus Petal. Make blue. Cast Abandon Attachments. Discard the Deep Analysis. Cast Weather Storm. So now I'm at 33. If I can get another big Weather Storm turn, I can maybe stay alive through a Spy. They have 5 mana. They cast a Sagu Wildling and get in for 1. So I'm just going to Vivisurgent Insight. And I'll kill your Wall of Roots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we'll play out the Saprison Scary. Play a Lotus Petal. Going to bounce the Sagu. Bounce the Sagu Wildling, untap. Use my black mana to draw 2. Put you to 5 poison. And then I'll play another Mesmeric Fiend. Probably gets rid of the Pentad Prism. Maybe I should have played the Pentad, because I knew that they had the Mesmeric, but I didn't know what else they had going on. And the Pentad is one of the most powerful cards in the deck. Right now they're trying to decide if they want to take my raw card draw. They choose to take the card draw over the Pentad Prism. Okay, they'll get in for 1. Go to 6. I will Deep Analysis myself. Draw 2 cards. Leaving up green so that I can play the Pentad Prism. We are looking for Proliferation. We found Proliferation. Play out the Pentad. We'll go Contentious Plan. Put you to 6. Another Pentad Prism. Play out the island. Play Abandon Attachments. And then discard the Hickory Woodlot that I have. We find a Weather the Storm. We'll go Pentad again. And then I'm going to cast Weather the Storm. I could go... I actually think I'm going to play one more Pentad. Oh wait, they still have a Mesmeric Fiend in their hand. Ooh, that's bad for me. I'm actually going to... I have to cast this. I should have discarded the Deep Analysis because now I have no card draw. Alright, we're going to go Pentad and then cast the Weather Storm. And this stops us from dying to 1 Spy. I'm going to go to over 50 some odd life. If I find a Snap, I can get some Deep Analysis going. If not, I'll have to rip a card draw spell. Yep, they have the Mesmeric Fiend. I misplayed. I really needed the card draw. But maybe we'll draw some. Gets in. They can't cast a Sagu Wildling because they no longer have 5 mana. We draw a Infectious Inquiry. I'm going to float a black and play Infectious Inquiry. Then cast Abandon Attachments. Discarding the Peat Bog. Play Woodlot. Guess I will pass. I'm holding on to the Weather Storm because maybe they like double Spy and then I can Weather somehow. And Deep Analysis them. I'm at 46. They have like 30 something creatures in their deck. This Mesmeric Fiend is now not in their hand. When it attacks in for 3, we'll go to 43. My turn, I find a Lotus Petal. So I'm just going to pass. I've used 3 Abandon Attachments, but if I draw another one, I want to discard a Woodlot. When it attacks in for 3 again. Now I'm at 40. Maybe my life total buffer is going to keep me alive, even though I punted on not having that Deep Analysis. I could be 2 cards deeper. Feels like they have the Spy. They go for the Spy. They target me. I lose my last Abandon Attachments. Bummer. Play a Peat Bog. Pass. So if they have another Spy, they can go Spy them. Dread Return. Dread Return. Here I go to 35 from their attacks. They go for a Spy. Spies themselves, they have 33 creature cards in their graveyard. So I guess I don't live through this. Mesmeric Fiend pops me, and I'm dead. Yeah, I couldn't double Dread Return there. Man, Spy is just a deck that I really don't like playing against, and I always face it. So I guess the weather storms just don't really do anything. The snaps are good, right? Bring the endings and snaps. We'll see if we can accomplish anything. Leading off the match with a punt is not where I wanted to be, but I can try to recover. Game 2, I'm on the play. We're looking to start out quickly. I guess I'm keeping this. We can play the scary, pass it over. If they turn to a wall of roots, I can bring the ending it. And then work towards Pentad, steady progress. Mulligans to 6. Play on my scary. Okay, they land grant. They have shown me another land grant. And then Mass Vandal Generous End uses a Sagu to get a swamp. I think I'm playing out the Peat Bog. Then I'll pass. Uses the land grant again. They have another land grant. 5 cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Alright. They're going to play out the Mass Vandal. I guess they're working towards their Balustrade Spy. We know that's gone. They've used 2 land grants. We have another Pentad. Oh man, I just need to cook. I would love to draw cards to draw cards. Play out Pentad. Play out Pentad. Play Saprison Scary. When it will attack with the Mass Vandal, I'll go to 19. We have to worry about dying to beats since I took out the Weather Storms. Last land grant. They reveal another land grant? Wow. So 4 cards in hand. Grabs the last forest. Passes the turn. Alright, so we're going to go for another Pentad. Make 3 mana, cast Steady Progress. Proliferate all the things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Vivisection's Insight. Draw 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I have Snap available. I can still cast another Vivisection's Insight here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then play out Peat Bog. I think I'm passing. Next turn, I will Infectious Inquiry and then start to try to win the game. With 3 cost reducers with the Pentad Prisms, we are pretty likely to combo out on the next turn. They play an Elves of Deep Shadow, so they can spy on the following turn. Gets in for 1. Okay, my turn. I'll tap my mana, cast Infectious Inquiry. We'll go to 16, opponent goes to 1 Infect. Then I will cast Steady Progress, or maybe I'll just start with the Vivisection's Insight. Vivisection's Insight, draw 3. Okay, everything's proliferated. Let's see how far we can go with combo time. Play Petal. Let's go for a Steady Progress. 1, 2, 3. Opponent's at 3 Infect. We find Experimental Augury. I'll play the Augury. Finding Contentious Plan. I go to 4. Everything is powered up. Let's start with the Abandoned Attachments, actually. And I will pitch this Woodlot. And then play Abandoned Attachments. And pitch a Scary. Cast an Experimental Augury. Looking for more ways to infect. I'll take another Augury. Just like every single one of my 2-drop proliferates is a ritual right now. So I'm just continuing on those ones. What I was looking for is another big draw spell. Or maybe like a Chalice. Alright, we have another Augury. Find another Contentious Plan. I'll take it. One is at 6. My lands are very, very powered up. I can probably just ignore them at this point. I'll cast Contentious Plan. They're at 7. Cast Contentious Plan. They're at 8. Play Lotus Petal. Let's snap the Elf. Untap. Cast Infectious Inquiry. They're at 9. And then we kill them with the Contentious Plan. Bonk. Okay. So we take game 2. You can definitely see the power of the Pentad Prisms. Don't need cost reducers like Nightscape Familiar. You have a cost reducer. And it's actually just even better because it makes you go off. I don't know that there's anything I can really change. I have to just resubmit. Okay, so game 3. This hand is, we have the Brainy Ending, but nothing else. I think we have to mulligan. Just not good with the mana that we have. This hand is solid. I'll keep, I think I get rid of the Steady Progress. We'll lead on the Woodlot. See where we go from there. Opponent plays out a Forest. Any land grants? No land grants. Okay, we found a Saprison Scary, which allows me to bring the ending on a future turn, as well as use the Deep Analysis. They cycled the Troll for a Swamp. Goes Gatecreeper Vine. So they're working up to their Spy. This is the 3rd land out of their deck. Grabbing Mountain. I'll play this Hickory Woodlot out and pass. I assume the Mountain is for artifact removal, or maybe a Riding Chrysalis. We play a Cerulean Caretaker, and a Mesmeric Fiend. I'm going to allow that. They kind of have to take the Bring the Ending. And then I can experimental augury. Breath weapon would have been pretty good in this spot too, but I don't think I can bring in the breath weapon. I don't know what else I would cut. Okay, they've taken the bring the ending as expected. We'll cast experimental augury. We'll take this Pentad and Proliferate on Infectious Inquiry. Go Pentad Prism. Then we'll cast an experimental augury. Take the contentious plan, and then I'll play out this island and pass the turn. If they go for spy, I have to abandon attachments, discard deep analysis, hope to find something. We could get a snap or another counterspell to counterspell the spy. We play Mesmeric Fiend. I'll go abandon attachments. I'll discard the deep analysis this time, and then pass. Maybe I shouldn't like straight up pass. They've gotten rid of my Infectious Inquiry so that I can't poison them. Plays Mass Vandal, going after the Pentad. I will float some mana, and then cast abandon attachments, discard the Lotus Petal. We found a bring the ending. Not great. When it goes to attacks, gets in for 1. Going to deep analysis targeting me. Draw 2. I'm at 16. I'll play Peat Bog. Pass the turn. If they play a spy, I have to counterspell the spy because I don't have 2 counters. If I had 2 counters, that would work. They cast Writhing Chrysalis. I go ahead and counterspell it before they have the mana. They get in for 3. So I'm not sure how I can win this. We're going to go Experimental Augury. Looking for like a snap, I guess. We find Pentad Prism or Vivisurgeon's Insight. I think I'm taking the Insight. Try to draw 3 cards. If they have Spy in hand, I'm pretty toast. I think I'm toast either way. Take the Insight. Oh, that didn't really work out for me, actually. Oh, no, wait, it's fine, because I do have the mana back here. I thought I didn't have mana. Cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. Draw 3 cards. Okay, and then we play Scary and hope they don't have Spy in hand, but they probably do, and I probably die. If it hits the stack, I'm just going to concede and move on with my life. Maybe I should pretend I have Fairy Macabre. That's one of the things I considered putting in my deck, but I don't know how to put it into the sideboard. I think it's just not going to work out. We cast a Winding Way, tapping low. They put a Winding Way, Land Grant, lead the Stampede to the graveyard, finding just Cerulean Caretaker. They really seem to be concerned about the possibility of me having a Macabre, and I'm not going to tell them I don't. Make green and red. Are they casting? They cast a Wall of Roots. Okay. Lead the Stampede. They're out of spawns, so now Bring the Ending could work for me. They don't find any spy. They're mid-ranging. So we'll start by tapping some lands. Bounce the Mesfiend. Going to untap my 2 blue lands. We get back our Infectious Inquiry. We'll draw. Poison you. Finding a Prologue. Cast Contentious Plan. Poison. Put some counters. Have Prologue. Think I should cast the Vivisurgeon's Insight. Trying to draw into another snap so I can use the Bring the Ending. Alright, Vivisurgeon's Insight for draw 3. Okay, they're at 3 poison. Play land. Play Lotus Petal. Play Pentad Prism. Cast Contentious Plan. 4 poison. And then pretend I have something. They know I don't have Snap because I would have snapped the Mesfiend. They might think that I have another Bring the Ending. We're 2 Bring the Endings down. So there's only 2 left in my deck. They might just cast the Writhing Chrysalis. We actually know 5 of the cards in their hand, I think. 6 of the cards in their hand. They cast a Sagu Wildling. Using Roost Seek. Gets Forest. Maybe they couldn't spy before because they didn't have all 4 lands. Plays Mesmeric. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Ow. What will they take? I guess the Vivisurgeon's Insight. Now they can see that I didn't have it. Takes the Vivisurgeon's Insight. They go for a Mass Vandal. I think I'm going to play the Abandon Attachments. Just to filter some lands. Discard the Woodlot. Okay, we found Snap. They're at 4 poison. And now the Bring the Ending is a hard counter. Mesmeric Fiend, Mass Vandal. They hit Elves of Deep Shadow out of their hand. Gets in for 2. I'm at 6. Let's cast this Everflowing Chalice. Cast a Steady Progress. We have double Infectious Inquiry, so we have 3 poison right now. They have 4 power. That's not good. Let's cast the Prologue to Phyresis. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 power. No, they have 5 power. That's bad. I'm pretty dead. So let's see. I have 1 mana floating. If I snap, I'll have 5 mana. I need double black. Because I have to Infectious Inquiry. They're at 7 poison. Snap your creature. I'm dead, I think. Snap your Mez Fiend. I just am losing to the beatdown. Cast Abandon Attachments. Oops. And then I used the wrong card. I wanted to use the blue. We found Contentious Plan. Infectious Inquiry. I don't know how I win. Yeah, I lose. GG. Alright. We lose to Spy. It's probably a really bad matchup for me. And we'll see you in round 2.
Thanks for watching. Did you know you could get sideboard guides on patreon.com/Kalikaiz? And did I mention you can get early access to videos on the YouTube page in the membership section? And if you like these videos, make sure to like and subscribe.
Round 2, we're on the play. See if Poison Storm can do anything. We're going to mulligan. Okay, this hand is pretty decent. Both decent and terrible. We have lots of card draw. We don't really need this Vivid Surgeon's Insight. I'm worried about playing against a burn deck. I'm going to get rid of the Insight here. We'll play this Scary out. I'm trying to keep this Weather Storm. My opponent mulligan to 6. Play the Scary. Steady Progress costing 3 mana is not great, but I like it. Opponent goes Urza's Tower Expedition map, so we're playing against Monster Tron most likely. We can draw a really large amount of cards. Play land pass. On there, I guess we can abandon attachments into a Steady Progress with a Lotus Petal. I wonder what this matchup will be like. Just let them do their thing. Getting mana. They have an Urza's Mine. Other Tron decks really haven't been around lately. I think we're going to abandon attachments and discard the Deep Analysis. And then use the Deep Analysis to draw 2. So it's kind of like a 4 mana draw 4. Which is pretty solid. Draw 2. Okay, we find Prologue to Phyresis. Well, let's play Sappers and Scary. Pass the turn. When it says they're a fan. Awesome, thank you very much. Let's see what giant beater you've got. Canny Trail to start it off. So nothing huge. And then they draw a card. I guess on my turn I'm just going to... Oh, we found a Contentious Plan. Does that change anything? I can play Hickory Woodlot. Play this Prologue. So they'll be poisoned. Then I'll pass. And then next turn we're just going to storm a bit. They've got a very large amount of mana. Plays Bonder's Ornament. Maelstrom Colossus. Cascades into a Bonder's Ornament. So they've got even more mana and card draw. We are going to draw 2 cards. I can cast all the cards in my hand, which is a lot of Storm. 5 Storm and then 6 Storm. They Stirrings into an Unfathomable Truths. Oh my. We have another Contentious Plan. Land. I'll cast Contentious Plan. Put you to 3. And then I'll cast another Contentious Plan. Actually, they were at 1, so they went to 2, and now they go to 3. Then we'll cast Everflowing Chalice. Cast a... I think I'm going to go Lotus Petal into Steady Progress so that I can increase the size of the Everflowing Chalice. They go to 4. Play Lotus Petal. And then we will Weather Storm into a Weather Storm. We're at 62. I have no card draw in my hand. Just lands. They play a Boulder Branch Golem. And then they're going to draw 3 with their Unexpected, Unfathomable Truths. The hardest card to say in Pauper, probably. And attack me for 7 down to 55. The top of our deck is a Snap. I will play... I think I'm just going to pass the turn. So now if we just draw mana, we're going to be in a big problem. Maybe my use of the Deep Analysis as like a pitchable was not the greatest. Opponent gets in, another 13 damage, putting me to 42. Pinnacle Killship does not target anything. And then they play another Pinnacle Killship. So they're going to have a lot of power. Just not blowing anything up. No creatures on my side. They have Experimental Augury. So I will play the Augury. I'm trying to find any big card draw spell. Take the Deep Analysis. They go to 5. We'll float a green still. I don't know that it matters. Or we'll float blue. Draw 2. We find... found the Pentad Prism. Okay. So I have to snap something right now. I'll snap the Boulder Branch Golem. Untap. Play the Pentad. Play Contentious Plan. They go to 6. Find a Lotus Petal. Not very good. And let's tap the Chalice. Draw 2 cards. Finding Infectious Inquiry. Play the Lotus Petal and a Weather Storm. Boom. Infectious Inquiry. You're going to go to 7. We find the Steady Progresses. Can we do it? Oh, man. Steady progress. They go to 8. So I have not enough. And I'll play Weather the Storm. Zoom! Gain a million. Back to 67. They are going to play a generous end to start it out. And then they can play the Boulder Branch. Here it comes. Gain some life. Activates a kill ship. Except it's not enough. They can, through the kill ship or whatever, station the kill ship and then station the other kill ship. And now they can bash in. So then next turn it's like almost 50 damage. Gets in. It's 13. I'll go to 54. Okay. Boom, boom. Tap all my lands. Start with the steady progress. I guess it doesn't really matter because I have the augury in hand, so just proliferate a little bit and then cast experimental augury. All right, we take game 1. Opponent was wondering if, well, if we should play, if someone should play Ruby Storm or Poison Storm. Ruby Storm is probably better positioned. I think Poison Storm could be better against blue decks. Ruby Storm is probably better against the non-blue decks. So the snap is not necessarily good. The Moments piece, I think, is going to be good. And then they're not interacting with our infection, so I think I'm just going to cut the snaps and the prologue and go from there. All right, this hand is fine. We're going to lead on some non-lands, like maybe the Peat Bog into the Contentious plan. And also etch our Hickory Woodlot. Opponent plays Map to lead it off. We'll play out a Peat Bog, pass the turn. So I'm looking for Pentad Prism so that I have my colors online better. To crack the map. Maybe I should have played the Woodlot first. Then I would have had the ability to start playing some Moments pieces. Let's just play the Experimental Augury. Okay, Pentad Prism. Good. That's huge for me. They make 7 mana. Slams a Boulder Branch Golem. That's a 6-power creature. It's a 3. That's a 4-turn clock. We find a Vivisurgent Insight. I think I'm going to actually cast the Abandon attachments and discard this Hickory Woodlot because it converts into 2 more cards. And then I'll play out a Hickory Woodlot, pass the turn. I've got a Conduit Pylons. This is sketchy here for me because I don't have very much mana. They have 6 damage. If they play, I'll go to 14. I don't think there's anything that kills me with the 2 of them combined. So like this plus a Maelstrom Colossus is only 13 damage, but it's, 13 is a lot. And then they could just slap down something like a Curvix Torch to finish me off. Ramble Worm. They go to 31. They get in for 6. The other thing is maybe I shouldn't be playing so many Weather Storms, but here's a Weather Storm. Pentad Prism. And then we'll play, I think I just played the Scary out. Play Contentious Plan. 14. I'm going to pass. Opponent gets in. They're going to put me to 1. Earth Rift. Mean? Okay. Guess I should be playing snaps. Plays Bonder's Ornament. Let's steady progress. So next turn they can Earth Rift me again. Plays an Expedition Map. 0 cards in hand. I have to get above 14. So I need 6, 5. I need 5 spells. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it. They find an Urza's Tower. Okay, we have Experimental Augury. We'll cast Experimental Augury. I think I have to take the Pentad here, unfortunately. Pentad. 1, 2, 3. Play the Pentad. Boom, boom. Storms 2. Play Lotus Petal. Storms 3. And then I can 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Vivisurgent Insight. Draw 3 cards. Interesting. I drew Weather the Storms. And I also drew Moments Piece. Let's play this Peat Bog. I think I just cast Weather the Storm. I got a 16. So this attack will put me to 2. They're getting in. What land are they going to blow up? They should blow up my island. Oh god. That's going to be a really big problem for me. Don't blow up my island, bro. Blow up my green source. Don't do it. No. They blew up the Scary before. I didn't think this through. Oh no. Well, don't blow up my island. No. They blew up my island. Bad times. I have Deep Analysis. Alright, I'm going to have to burn a Prism to target myself with Deep Analysis. Draw 2. Okay, we found a Scary. Oh no. Wow, I am not very smart. And then oh god. I used the green source that I needed for the Moments piece. I'm just going to concede and go to the next game. I definitely messed that up like 5 times. Okay, that's okay. You know, we figured it out eventually. Is Snap better than Moment Piece? Maybe. Maybe let's go the original config. 1, 2, 3. Kind of sucked that they blew up my lands. That was hard. Okay. The punts were punting. I guess this is keep. We go Woodlot, turn 2, Petal, Prism into Augury. And then we've got the Prism on the table. Oops. In case they start blowing off my stuff. When it goes for an expedition map. We have a prologue. Well, I probably need to use the prologue and then just try to infect them as fast as possible. I'm going to go land or Lotus Petal into Pentad into prologue, Pentad Prism, and then use the blue mana for a prologue. I can untap and use the blue mana for a contentious plan, and then I'm kind of off to the races. When it's at 1 poison, your turn. Okay, they have an Urza's Tower, so next turn they have Tron. They crack the map right away, finding a mine. We have an abandoned attachments. Doesn't do too much. Contentious plan, you're at 2. We'll make another contentious plan. Go to 3. Find an island. Play experimental augury. We'll take another augury. Go to 4. Should I storm off here, or should I just keep moving? This would be 12. I think I pass. Maybe I weather. I don't know. I'm passing. It's hard to say. What are you going to do with your 7 mana? Scour from existence. I will cast experimental augury. Grab another experimental augury. And then I'll cast abandoned attachments. And I mean, they seem to be trying to kill everything I have. They don't have any threats yet. Let's discard the Weather Storm. Okay. Let's go for Deep Analysis, draw 2 cards. And play Hickory Woodlot. Your turn. Please don't blow up all my lands. Plays out a Conduit Pylons that gives them Earth Rift mana. They put Unfathomable Truths into the graveyard with the Scry. They tap for an Earth Rift. Pretty brutal. Plays Relic of Progenitus. Are you going to Relic away Deep Analysis? Then you lose your Earth Rift. Not super worried about the Deep Analysis, I think. It'd be nice to have. Ooh, okay. We find a Prism. That's good. Pentad. That's Experimental Augury. We'll take the Island. Weird. Take the Island. Go to 6. Play Island. We'll Deep Analysis target me. As Contentious Plan. Put you to 7. Damn. Okay. Pass. We have Snap for their things. If they want to scour my Pentad, I can pitch the abandoned attachment. I can abandon attachments pitching Woodlot again. Looks like they're going to cast a Brambleworm. Okay. Which gains them some life. They go to 25. Then they cast Ancient Stirrings. I don't think Relic is going to be good against my deck, but maybe like I don't know what they would have cut. They find a Maelstrom Colossus with the Ancient Stirrings. I'm going to be filtering some things. Relic, away a card. Okay. I have a lot of cards in the graveyard. I will cast Abandoned Attachments. Discard the Woodlot. We found a Scary, so I can play the Scary out. And then snap your Brambleworm. Untap. Cast a Steady Progress. Put you to 8. Another Steady Progress. Go to 9. And we have Vivisurgent Insight to seal the deal using all of our mana. Wow. Crazy. Burn all of my resources. Draw 3 cards. Win game. Zoom. Alright. GG, just a ghost. We will see everybody in round 3. Round 3. On the play. Aerostratus is our opponent. So we're going to keep because we have a fast Infectious Inquiry. We can go land, and then Infectious Inquiry plus Contentious Plan. That's on turn 3. Not a great turn 3. But we probably lead on the Peat Bog regardless. Or, yeah, we don't know. Maybe they are on mono red, so then I would want to lead on the Hickory Woodlot. I'm still playing the Peat Bog. In cases like this, it's where the Lotus Petals would shine, because you can just get out, start making things happen quickly. Opponent plays a Slagwoods Bridge. I'm just going to play land and Infectious Inquiry. Go to 7 cards in hand, and now I don't have to worry about them wildfiring my black source. Plays a Vault of Whispers. Ichor Wellspring, so not a Refurbished Familiar. I'll play the Woodlot, pass the turn. If my opponent Refurbished Familiars me, I could discard the Prologue. Prologue is a very poor card once they're already infected because it just cycles for 2 mana. Giving them a single point of infect is okay, but we're really focused on trying to proliferate once the poison is on. Plays a Gixian and a Krark-Clan Shaman. Okay. I'm looking for some artifacts to power up. We'll cast Experimental Augury, and I find a Pentad Prism or a Chalice. Neither of those, but I have a Scary. I'll take the Scary. Poison, Proliferate, play the Scary. Then I can go Lotus Petal, make blue, and then tap the Peat Bog, cast Contentious Plan. This should be a pretty good matchup, but they have Duresses and Pyroblast post board. Okay, we draw one card, we cast Weather Storm, and we send it over. I have 7 mana in play, so I can cast Viviser's Insight as well as Prologue and cast a Hickory, or play the Hickory Woodlot next turn. We'll see what we do. I'm at 30 life. They have around 5 power, 3 to 5 power in play right now. Looks like they're going to go for a Wildfire. Now they play a Limbus. Ichor Wellspring. They draw a card. They can draw multiple cards by sacrificing their Ichor Wellsprings, then just make their Gixian huge. Looks like they are going to do that to sacrifice the Wellspring. And then I guess probably also you sacrifice the Limbus, but if you were going to sacrifice the Limbus and you knew you're going to do that, I would probably sacrifice all those things prior to the Limbus resolving. Let's see what they do. That messes up their scry. Yeah. Could have gotten a much better scry. Got a 5/4. The Limbus goes back into their deck and shuffles it. They're sacrificing all of their things? Okay. I hope I draw a Snap. Get wrecked. That would be great. Oh, no Snap yet. Let's see. Boom. Let's cast Viviser's Insight. Draw 3 cards. No Snap. Okay, put you to 4 land, play Pentad, and then we'll play Experimental Augury, finding a Contentious Plan. They have a 7 power creature. I'm at 23. I can probably just stop. It'll be a 9 power creature this turn by sacrificing their landscapes. Okay, they're going to sacrifice their Twisted Landscape, make it an 8 power creature, maybe grabbing a Swamp, and then they'll sacrifice it again. Oh, they grabbed a Mountain. Wonder why. Sacrifice again. Swamp. We get in for 9. Let's tap our mana. Boom, 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 boom. I'm going to Experimental Augury first because it's cheap and it could find me another way to, like, another artifact. But we didn't find an artifact. We found Infectious Inquiry. I'll take that. Put you to 6. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this costs 1, this costs 1, and then this costs 3, and this costs 2. I have 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. I have enough mana. Well, let's just do it. Contentious Plan. You're at 7. Contentious Plan. You're at 8. Ooh, a Steady Progress. Steady Progress. You're at 9. Prologue to Phyresis. Bonk. So we take game 1 versus Jun Wildfire. Post board. I feel like the snaps are good. It's hard to say. I think Hydroblast is good, but Bring the Ending is also good. I wonder if I should not worry about Bring the Ending and I should just focus on Hydroblast. They will have Duresses for Infectious Inquiry. Maybe I just cut a couple Weathers, Prologue, and like 1 Snap. We'll see if that's good enough. Game 2 here. I think I'm keeping. This is a weird and slightly risky hand. We have a lot of expensive spells. Our opponent leads on a Slagwoods Bridge. I'll play the Sappers and Scary out. They play out a Twisted Landscape. Do they Wildfire my Scary? They do. So I get my island. I'll play a land. I'm going to cast Abandoned Attachments and discard the Deep Analysis. Not great. Opponent plays a Wellspring. We find a Snap. I'm going to Deep Analysis, target me. Looking for lands. We didn't even find lands. That's really bad. Well, let's get rid of Snap. I guess Bring the Ending and Inquiry. Opponent plays out their Krark-Clan Shaman. And then they have the Fanatical Offering on their Wellspring, drawing 3 cards, going to 9 in hand, 8 in hand. Plays out a land. They're way ahead. I'm going to go ahead and concede. We drew another Pentad Prism. We're in a really bad spot. I shouldn't have kept the hand with all these 5-drops. Yeah. I mean, maybe I could have, like, just sat around. I just didn't really want to play that hand. You know, if I had known that there were 3 depletions underneath it, maybe I would have kept that. Let's see. They can't really deal with the Moments piece, right? So then that is better than Snaps, potentially. Let's get rid of the Everflowing Chalice. And then actually I'm going to go for Hydroblasts instead of the Brainy Endings. So I can deal with their Wildfires. I'm on the play. I'm looking for a hand with lands. This hand is not really it. Mulligan. Okay, this hand is much better. We will keep. Get rid of a woodlot. Our opponent has mulligan to 6 as well. Here's a woodlot. Your turn. You play out the Slagwoods Bridge. Finding a contentious plan, I will just go Pentad and then rip the contentious plan. Getting the Pentad down, so next turn I will untap and have 5, really 4 mana available. They cast Ancient Grudge. Disappoint. Disappoint. Play Peat Bog, Steady Progress. Okay, your turn. We find the Sappers and Scary. They play out of Forest, play a Gixian Infiltrator. So they're holding up Hydroblast. Play Sappers and Scary, pass the turn. They get in for 2. Okay. Plays out a Lembus. That's good for me. Because now they don't have red available, but they could have an untapped red source. They went top bottom. Plays a Swamp. I think I'm going to abandon attachments, discard the Moment's Piece. Okay, yield until the next end step. We'll use the Peat Bog, cast the abandon attachments, discard the Moment's Piece. Finding a Pentad Prism. Alright, but they still have the Grudge, so it's not very good for me. Let's 1, 2, 3. Cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. Draw 3. And then I'll play Peat Bog, cast abandon attachments, discarding a Peat Bog, finding Weather Storm Moment's Piece. We can spend 6 mana to go Deep Analysis, when it doesn't really have very much of a clock going on. A Fanatical Offering. Their creature will be a 3-1, 3-2. They get in for 3. I'm at 15. Plays Refurbished Familiar. We will discard Peat Bog. They play a Swamp. They're another Refurbished Familiar in my future. I'll discard a Moment's Piece. Then they play a Nile Spellbomb. Okay. This is a weird spot. I don't really want to get my Prism grudged. Let's Deep Analysis target me. Draw 2 cards. Okay. Deep Analysis target me. Draw 2 cards. Play a Lotus Petal. Pentad Prism. Cast Experimental Augury. Need some cards to draw cards. Okay, Vivisurgeon's Insight does do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just a bummer that they had all of those things going on. And then we will play out a Weather Storm. Storm is 6, so I gain 18. Go to 30 life. They choose to Spellbomb away my Moment's Pieces. Alright. We have 1 Hydroblast to try and stop this Ancient Grudge. And then if they have another Hydroblast, so be it. We'll just let it go. Cast the Grudge. I respond. Okay. So we're good, I guess. Opponent plays a Limbus. See how this cry. Go bottom. They have another Refurbished Familiar. That stinks. Well, I'm going to get rid of the abandoned attachments because I need to be able to protect my Vivisurgeon's Insight with this Hydroblast. I get in for 8 damage. They choose to Wildfire, taking out my green source. We have an Infectious Inquiry. That's big. Big news. Oh man. And then double Pentad. Not amazing, but if we can chain... Wait, 1, 2, 2, 3, 4. Actually, not enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. They're at 3 poison. They can sacrifice 1, 2, potentially more. I think they can deal 16 damage. I'm going to draw another 2 cards with this Infectious Inquiry. Play Island. Let's see what happens. I guess if they have a 4th Refurbished Familiar, I would discard the Pentad Prism. I need some Proliferation and some card draw. They certainly could win here. They are thinking it through. Map onto Refurbished Familiar. Finding a Swamp. They Cleansing Wildfire my land. I'm just going to counterspell. 2 cards in hand. Gets in for 1 million. 12 damage. I'll go to 6 life. 13 damage. I'll go to 5 life. Okay. We find Vivisurgeon's Insight, and I have a 3rd Pentad Prism, which means that this Vivisurgeon's Insight only costs me 2 mana. Cast the Insight. I could storm off here. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Let's push you to 4. We're going to have to play this Infectious Inquiry. I'll go to 3 life. We find Experimental Augury. That's pretty good. Play the Augury. And it says, are you putting the sunglasses on? I am currently not because I'm really close to dead. Okay. Any order? You will cast Abandoned Attachments. Discard the Hickory Woodlot. You find Moment's Piece. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Lay out. Do I play the Woodlot out? I guess I do. Oh, I should have maybe played the Lotus Petal. The Moment's Piece was pretty big. One has a Writhing Chrysalis. At this point, the total damage that they have doesn't particularly matter because it's always going to be lethal.
We have 1 Weather Storm left in the deck and 1 Moment's Peace. They're getting in. Moment's Peace. We take 0. I'm going to place Refurbished Familiar because, of course, Refurbished Familiar. Discard the Lotus Petal. Have to have the Hydroblast to protect the Vivisurgeon's Insight. Let's go Vivisurgeon's Insight. 1, 2, 3. All right, I think we got there, so let's do it. Combo time. Time. It is time. Contentious Plan. I'll take a blind draw. When it's at 8, poison. Experimental Augury. And we find a Contentious Plan. Put you to 9. And boom. All right, GG. We'll see you in round 4. Round 4. Did I say round 5? We're on to round 4. We're 2-1. This hand doesn't do it. Let's mulligan. It was close, though. Oh, this hand is close as well. Man, we're missing lands. If I had, like, I had 1 depletion in this hand over a Vivisurgeon's Insight, it would be busto. Oh, well. Okay, mulligan to 5. Well, we're going to keep this one. We're going to get rid of abandoned attachments and I guess the Insight or the Snap. And our plan is to play out the Chalice into Lotus Petal and find another blue source so we can cast Vivisurgeon's Insight. I hope they don't come out of the gate too fast. Great Furnace, never mind. They're coming out of the gate too fast. Brutal. Okay, interesting. We have Everflowing Chalice. And then we can Lotus Petal, make blue, cast Experimental Augury. That's not good. So we'll take the Augury and then Proliferate and pass. Just not a very good start from a mana perspective for me. I'm going to place a mountain. And here comes some more threats. 6 damage. Puts me to 12 on turn 2. Alright, let's play Infectious Inquiry and go to 10. And concede. No lands. That was a real easy, quick game. No problem. So Breath Weapon is our friend. Hydroblast. We don't want Snaps of the Prologues. And then going to cut the Chalice. And then trim on 1 abandoned attachments, I think. Alright. I am on the play. I have the Breath Weapon, I have the Hydroblast, I have the Weather. I'm going to keep... It's not good, though. Play land, pass. We can hold them off for a minute, at least. Great Furnace into Tomb Raider. Relic of Regenitus. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't do anything. Play my Lotus Petal. And I will Experimental Augury looking for a land. They'll relic away my Lotus Petal. Yeah, that's cool. We didn't find a land again? That's bad. Make the steady progress. No Proliferation. They've got 2 Great Furnaces. They'll go ahead and Burning Tree Emissary into a Ren's Resolve. Reckless Impulse. Finding Lightning Bolt, Rally at the Hornburg. Okay, we have Sappers and Scary, so I'm sort of back in the game. Go for the Rally. I'm just going to counterspell. They've got a Lightning Bolt. I'll go to 17. Take the damage and go to 15. Lotus Petal would be okay. They get rid of my land card from the graveyard. I'll draw a card. No lands. This is not good. Not good at all. Okay, so I think variance is definitely hosing me here. I could have probably mulliganed that 1 lander. So just go ahead and kill your creature. Send it over. There's nothing for me to do. GG. I'm out. Is it too much to ask from lands? Yes, it was. On to round 5. Round 5, on the play. Gotta keep a hand with lands. I mean, this one has that, kind of. Keeping. Play the Woodlot and pass. Zuxo is playing Mono Blue. Play a Sappers and Scary and pass. Mono Blue Fairies. They flash in a Brine Barrow Intruder. Plays Island. And then they get in for 1. A Breath Weapon is a good card in this matchup, potentially. Snap can be okay, but not great. They have the Hacker. And then they send it over. I'll play out my Pentad Prism. They have a Spell Pierce. They're just going to flash in the Brine Barrow. Okay. Cast Infectious Inquiry. Play Hickory Woodlot. Pass the turn. When it gets in for 3. When they connect with the Moon Circuit Hacker, they will get to Rummage. So they choose to pick up the Brine Barrow, which means they draw a card and then they loot. But if they picked up the Hacker, they could have picked up the Brine Barrow as well and drawn 2 cards. This card's a Harrier Strix.
Well, I feel like I have to try this experimental augury. If it doesn't resolve, I think I lose. And it's not going to resolve. So, GG. The best card to defeat fairies for our deck is probably Serrated Arrows, but I'm not playing that. I don't think I want the Weather the Storms, really. I want the Breath Weapons and the Bring the Endings. We're just going to cut the snaps as well. And hopefully this will do it. We had some ups and downs in this league. I don't know if there's definitely something missing as far as the way that Poison Storm works, but maybe I need to be playing the versions that Cosmic Charles and the rest of the folks around are playing. I just like trying weird things, and I think Abandoned Attachments plus Deep Analysis is kind of neat, so we're trying it out. And we are on the play. We have an okay hand. I'll play out my Scary. We're missing red for the Breath Weapon. We can build up to the Deep Analysis. They don't play a creature. I'm going to play out the Woodlot and then pass. See what they do. They don't flash in a creature. Play an island. So I can protect my Experimental Augury with my Bring the Ending. I'll play a Peat Bog though. There's possibility that they're playing a Null. Yeah, I would have loved to get the Pentad Prism down though. The Pentad Prism would give me the Breath Weapon. They play Island. Plays a Fairy Miscreant. We're going to lead on Everflowing Chalice. And then I think they're going to use they use Steel Sabotage. So I'll play land. Play Pentad Prism. They have another counter. But this time, I have the counter. Bring the Ending. No Null. And we'll cast Experimental Augury. Take the Infectious Inquiry. And send it over. Steel Sabotage can put my Pentad Prism back in the hand, but they've already used 2 of those effects. Who knows if they'll have more in their hand right now. They get in for 1. Looks like they have the big Ninja. Ninja of the Deep Hours. Nope, they're not going to do it. They try to do it on attack step. That's the wrong time. You have to do it on blocks. Now we're in the blocks phase. But they decline. They Steel Sabotage. Mean. Let's try the No, that won't work. Let's try the Infectious Inquiry. Pentad Prism would have gotten countered by the Spellsetter Sprite. I don't have a red source. I'll play Peat Bog. Then I'm going to send it over. One is at 1 infect. And do they have another land? They don't have a land right now. They get in for 1. This time they will flip. Brett gets a Moon Circuit Hacker. Plays a land. Fairy Miscreant. Going to attempt a Steady Progress. Okay, that resolves. I kind of expected that they're holding up Spellsetter and they would let this resolve. Okay. I have double Pentad. I think I'm going to start with an Everflowing Chalice. If they Spellsetter this, I'm in a great spot. If they let it go, I'm in an okay spot. They let it go, then I go Pentad Prism, they Spellsetter the Prism, then I Pentad Prism again, Contentious Plan, and Breath Weapon. Cool. So Spellsetter eats the Everflowing Chalice. We're going to go Pentad Prism, and another Pentad Prism, and then cast a Contentious Plan, put you to 3 poison. Everything is got counters again. We find a Bring the Ending, and we wipe their board. Pew, your turn. Okay. We navigated it okay. They play a Fairy Seer. Sure. Will not counterspell the Fairy Seer. They have 3 cards in hand. I believe we know, based on the way they acted, that they have a Ninja of the Deep Hours. So I guess maybe I should have counterspelled that, but alas. So let's play out Island, and then use my non-blue mana, cast Deep Analysis targeting myself, draw 2 cards. And then do it again, draw 2 cards. We have a Vivisurgent Insight. Going to cast Lotus Petal. Cast Vivisurgent Insight. No response. Put you to 4. Cast Contentious Plan. No response. No Spellsetter anymore in their hand, huh? They go to 5. Play Experimental Augury. Powering up my lands but not making extra progress. Another Bring the Ending. I guess that's fine. Let's go to their turn. They're currently at 6 infect. If they Ninja, I will be at 10 life. They have the Ninja, of course. That was expected. I go to 10. They draw a card. They don't play land. I will cast Abandoned Attachments and convert the Peat Bog into 2 cards. We also don't have a lot of blue sources right now. Okay, discard Peat Bog. Find Steady Progress. That's good. I guess I play the Scary. And then I will Steady Progress. Give it a Dispel. I'll Bring the Ending. Steady Progress resolves. Proliferate all the things. We have Breath Weapon. Cast Abandoned Attachments. I'll discard the Peat Bog again. Or a new Peat Bog. Play a Pentad. Actually, that doesn't make that much sense. Use the Lotus Petal. Play the Pentad. Let's use the red mana and kill your ninja. Trading one breath weapon for one ninja kind of stinks. Okay. I assume they play another fairy. I'm going to counterspell the fairy this time. Counterspell. Just want to keep my life total high, keep them from having fairies in play so that they can't ninja me again. We have another breath weapon. So let's go tapping. Target myself with deep analysis. Find a Vivisurgeon's Insight. I'll cast the Vivisurgeon. Let's see if they have counterspell plus dispel again. They did not. They go to 8 poison. Nice. So now I should be able to close the game this turn. Cast another Insight. You're at 9. They conceded. They didn't want to wait around and have me click. That is fair. So there is an option where we like cut the prologue and the chalices because they brought in a lot of artifact hate, and we bring in a couple of snaps, 3 snaps, and you try to use the snaps as interaction plus the ability to like make mana. I hope this will work. All right, this hand's good if we are allowed to cast our spells. I'll keep. This is sort of assuming that they tap out for a ninja. They play an island. I'll play a peat bog. Plays island. I'll play island. What am I even hoping that they do? Okay, so they play Spellstutter. What I can do is snap the Spellstutter sprite, floating a black mana, untap, and then Experimental Augury. And we'll take the Woodlot just to make sure I make more land drops. They play island. I think I'm just going to attempt this Infectious Inquiry. They have to have Counterspell and then they can't ninja me. They Counterspell. Play Woodlot. They pass it over. Play island. When it flashes in a Brine Barrow, so they can ninja the Brine Barrow on their turn. They get in for 1. They will Moon Circuit Hacker. Okay. End step, I'll play Abandoned Attachments. I'll discard this Pentad or the Vivisurgeon's Insight. Discard the Insight. Finding Experimental Augury. Play Scary. Try Experimental Augury. Take the Breath Weapon. And then I guess what I need is... Okay, I proliferated everything. I need the ability to get the Pentad in place so that I can use the Breath Weapon, but they probably have counterspells for it. I think I'm just going to Deep Analysis, target myself, draw more cards. Lotus Petal would help me get the Breath Weapon going. Maybe they use counterspell again. They have shown me Dispel, but not Spell Pierce, so I guess I'm probably okay tapping out into things. We find Island and Vivisurgeon's Insight. They'll flash in the Spellstutter. Now my 2 drops are counterable. Gets in. They get to loot. Discarding a snap. They play Of One Mind. They do find a land. I'm going to try Vivisurgeon's Insight, but then they have Counterspell. Let's attempt an Insight. Or an Augury. Okay, I find the Lotus Petal. Let's see if Lotus Petal will resolve. I guess it resolves, huh? I will attempt a Vivisurgeon's Insight. Counterspell. Alright, land. Breath Weapon. And they have Hydroblast now. Dispel. Well, that sucks. That did not go well. They get in. They've used 2 counterspells so far. I think I'm torched. Don't really have a good way to win here anymore. They get to loot with the Moon Circuit Hacker. Discards a Brine Barrow Intruder. 4 cards in hand and 5 mana. Plays a Fairy Miscreant. 3 cards in hand. I don't have any counterspells. I will attempt Vivisurgeon's Insight. It works. Okay. Then we'll go for, this is it. Attempt a Contentious Plan. Got any spell setters up in there? There's a spell setter. And then I'll Prism. Got another spell setter. They snap their spell setter and replay the spell setter. Good for you. Okay, okay. You got the things. I don't have the things. They are the winning. Okay. This is 5 damage. If there's a ninja, it's really bad. No ninja from the spell setters. We are almost dead. If I flash back the Deep Analysis, I go to 2. Let's attempt a Pentad Prism. Attempt Deep Analysis, target myself. Got 4 life. I will attempt Abandoned Attachments. Discard the Hickory Woodlot. So they only have to hold up 1 counterspell, huh? Let's try this Steady Progress. Play a Lotus Petal. Try Infectious Inquiry. See if they'll get Jebaited. Not Jebaited, huh? Lotus Petal again. Okay, so the only way I can win is if this Breath Weapon randomly resolves. Breath Weapon. When it waited and waited and waited and waited and waited, and then they had the answer. Hydroblast. GG.
Wrecked.
Okay, we've finished 2 and 3 with Poison Storm. That was not really where I wanted it to be. I think that we should be probably trying to figure out how to play Hydroblast or Pyroblast in the deck. The mixing in the Abandoned Attachments Deep Analysis did not feel good. So I will investigate some more, try to figure it out, and I will see you in the next video.